Start time. Oh, wow.
Metronome and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me
Holla.
oh, just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me oh, just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go. Oh, wasn't tastemakers, makers, no chaser. Get the words going like a fucking pacemaker.
Ain't England, ain't Sweden. It's the G country, heart of Europe. I hear it, Agent.
Hello.
Let's see if we can get this right this time. We may be missing. Who knows? Maybe she comes back for one day too. We may be missing Jeannie for the next month or so, due to stuff that she's responsible for, and she's got to get done. So we've been kind of doing without her for a while, but she will be back because you got to go back to school, right?
I do at some point.
So I think when Agent goes, I think Jeannie will come back, or hopefully a little earlier, and then we can kind of transition you both. I'd actually like to do it with. Jeannie got stabbed by a migrant in London. Yeah. And Tommy Robinson came over and knocked him out. Gave him a flying high knee. There's a finishing move called the hooligan. The hooligan. So she's be a little busy. I told her, get settled, come back when you want. Then she can work with you, and then you can go to school. When he got his whole platoon killed, I don't know. I'm not that intelligent. I keep on ripping off my old ideas and just keep. You think he killed the entire platoon himself? I don't know. I think we can do mood at the end though. There's other stuff I want to get to, so I don't know how long the stream's going to be. There's only, so we shall see. Like I said, Aiden's going to be in. I think she's going to be out for at least 2 weeks. I think. Watch her come. Well, I can do tomorrow, but I can't do it. Something like that. But my thoughts about the recent tipster tweet about Muda and Doe. I can see why he's kind of. I don't think saying your city is doxing of any kind, and I'm a little worried that we're going to get to a point where, just simply replying to a tweet is really a wink way to dox, and everything's going to be construed as doxing, and it's going to be used as a sort of a weird lawfare, for lack of a better word, or just to kind of demonize everybody. I notice the people that are screaming about it the most are ones that have no problem with doxing. So, but I can see, if she's saying they're being doxed, because Nick Edros clearly didn't dox them, and then, saying that he lived in, here's the problem with that, and I don't have a problem saying this, and I'm not censoring it. Tipster has said on my channel many times when he was interviewed on here where he was from. Plenty of times. We've talked about it when we were friendly. So it's not a big secret. And if you listen to his accent, you know exactly where he's from. So it's not like a big secret, you know what I mean? So I really think it's a lot of people trying to weaponize it and stuff like that, but I really don't care. Certainly, she was crying on my shoulder saying, you're calling my man a pet, and I felt nothing but empathy towards her. But I clearly shouldn't have any problem when Muda was insinuating that I was, because that was good for his career at the time, and that was Mama Max at the time. So it's really difficult to feel bad for her, Very boring stream. Well, you never have to watch it again, Aiden. Goodbye. That's the new rule. If it's boring, they're out. Unless they're like regulars. Then they have the right to criticize. You never have to watch it again, Aiden, ever again. You can be bored going forward. All right, let's watch some stuff. Let's watch some stuff. Maybe I do need to be more edgy. Maybe you're right, Aiden, but I'll never hear from you again, so it doesn't matter. Hey, look, Barcelona. I'm gonna check a little bit about this. I don't think I'm gonna watch the whole video, but I'm interested.
Episode of iDubbbz Complains. I am coming to you live from Barcelona, Spain. If you guys aren't familiar with Barcelona, I recommend you keep your eyes on them, because they're looking like a pretty hot team this year. Well, I know the season's coming to a close, but let's just say that...
When did he record this? It starts like in like 3 weeks. That's interesting. I know the season's coming to a close. They finish in. They have a late finish.
He just looks so malnourished.
They have a late finish and a late start. You know. Interesting.
That some of my boys on the inside have told me that they
won the fucking league.
Been taking steroids, which is going to improve their soccer performance. Today's episode of iDubbbz Complains,
I guess that was funny,
is all about immigration and xenophobia.
Xenophobia. Here's the expert on xenophobia.
And racism and TikTok and the TikTokification of xenophobia. The interest in this topic was spurred on from a guy named Kurt Kaz. Now, this guy, Kurt Kaz, he is a travel vlogger. So you would think with all of the traveling around the world, that would really open your mind to different cultures, different ways of life, and how we're all just people trying.
Yeah, but have you ever lived in a bad neighborhood in Europe? I have.
Sounds like such a hippie. We're all just people, man.
Yeah, I know. It's so empty. It's like bottom of the barrel, right?
Live. But unfortunately, he's a great example of how you can travel the world, and as long as your mind is fucking closed, everything you see is just going to confirm your biases.
Look at this. Look at the fucking states of the city. This is Rome, guys.
Like the Casbah.
This looks like in Bangladesh or something. Look at this, guys.
What do you mean, or something? I would like to hear more, but you're just saying it looks like Bangladesh. Is that because there's people from Bangladesh here? Or are you just assuming where people are from? There's a lot of people with brown skin in the world, and they don't all come from Bangladesh. I don't know, do they have fresh fruit and vegetables in Bangladesh? I mean, that's one indication it might look like Bangladesh. I've seen this.
I think the point is it doesn't look like Europe, but hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, not every place has to be the United States, you know.
Guy's videos, by the way, he goes to Bangladesh.
Wow, it is madness.
He's gone to a random farmer's market where the population of immigrants is a bit higher than other places in the city, and he's saying, yep, we're in fucking Bangladesh.
Look at the state of this place.
I will say this, I gotta be honest with you, because I've been to these dirty markets and shit. This is the cleanest one I've ever seen, in fairness to iDubbbz.
You mind telling us what the state is?
Look at the fucking states of the city. Look at the states of this place.
Actually, you know, I'm gonna stick up for iDubbbz. It doesn't look that bad. I think what this guy's not expecting is like the problem is.
Look at this.
I think with Europeans bitch about is like every place is like this now. There's no. Like if you're sure, there's no English places, there's no German places.
Well, he didn't tell me this was Rome. If he didn't tell me this was Rome, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think the issue is like when you go to downtown areas, there's nothing left of the natives. You know, not so much that this is a problem. I'd shop here. I gotta be honest with you. I would totally shop here. It looks pretty clean. The floors look clean. And nothing wrong with that. You know, maybe he's going a little hard. And then with the iDubbbz, we don't know what he's leaving out or what he's editing to make this guy look bad because I've known he's done it to friends of mine. So whatever. Farmers market, it's bizarre. Yeah, there really isn't anything wrong with this on its face. And I have to be honest with you, by the standards that I've seen in these, as what he wants to say, brown areas, which is kind of insulting, this is quite nice by that standard.
This, guys, look at this.
But I don't know what the state is. I need you, the vlogger, to tell me what the state is.
Look at this, guys. This is Rome. This is Europe. Does this look like Europe to you?
That's what he's trying to say. So I can only assume that he's editing in that. It does. I think the complaint it doesn't look like Europe, and that everything looks like. And I got to be honest, in certain places in Wiesbaden, there's nothing German left. So I think it's what he's bitching about. It's not. I don't think it's the people. The fact they have brown skin.
Yeah, like had he not said it was Rome, I would have.
You wouldn't have known. And I think that's what he's saying. But you know what? I don't know. I haven't been to Rome, so maybe he's being selective and saying, hey, "Look at this, look at this." And in that case, iDubbbz is right. This guy's being totally unfair. You know?
Yes.
Hey, happy birthday, John Bon Zombie, 47 years old. I'll be 49 next month, so I got you by 2.
It looks like Europe to me. What the fuck else are we supposed to gather from this video?
You clearly haven't lived here.
It's like this guy. This is so obnoxious.
Oh my God, he's like a bad boy. He's like, my God, I can't believe it. This is like so low end.
A lot of these guys that we're gonna look at, they have
white girl.
Bingo on the money. One's in the chat for agent. He sounds like a high school white girl.
In their head of what European culture is. Their idea of these things is like a caricature. It is like a postcard.
I think that guy's European.
It is not like what they're actually experiencing on a daily basis. What are these people doing on a regular basis? Selling and buying a bunch of produce in a market. And he's saying, this isn't Europe. I'm not seeing any white cheese vendors. This is nothing like Europe. This is nothing like Rome.
I don't see a single Italian here, guys. I am more Italian than any of these people. Look at this.
I don't see a single Italian here.
I don't see a single Italian here, guys. I am more
that does, but here's the thing. See, I'm looking at this American perspective because I grew up in an environment where there's like a lot of mixed cultures, and that's normal. That's what America is, right? It does, like, so you go to an area where Bangladeshis live, and then you bitch about it being from Bangladesh. It's kind of funny, actually. Like, iDubbbz is not 100% wrong here. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Italian than any of these people.
Okay, dude. What the fuck
He's
are
doing
they?
it in the most annoying way
people?
possible.
In the white girl high school way.
Well, living in Italy. What does an Italian look like? You don't
give me a break. Now we're gonna, and that's the other thing they grow. Like, what does an Italian look like? Oh yeah, we're gonna play that game.
See an Italian? What are they gonna wear? A name tag? Yeah, my name's Riccardo, the Italian. Maybe
it's a Spanish name too.
Instead of saying, I don't see any Italians here, you can fucking ask any of these people who are most certainly Italian. Ask them if they're Italian. I might not look like Mario, but I'm Italian. I know, it's hard to believe.
I am more Italian than any of these people.
And the worst part is he sucks at it. And this is one of the greatest YouTube talents that ever lived.
By the way, guys, his clothing brand is called Conquest. He's a white South African making travel vlogs.
Uh-oh.
This is the nitpick of the century right here.
It is. It's a bit. That's what it feels. Obviously, I don't know. I can't. Maybe this guy's a fucking stone racist for all I know. I don't trust iDubbbz because I know how he edits to gain the advantage. And this is the thing. Is something he would never do. I mean, I was talking to Willie a couple weeks ago. His videos those older videos are tight. And there's something like not tight about what he does now.
That are vaguely xenophobic. And his clothing brand is called Conquest. We gotta
what? Oh, God.
Retire one of those things at least. I would recommend the xenophobic part, but you could also change the Conquest part as well.
So Conquest is strictly to whites? I think a lot of cultures and...
You're not going with the vegan leather alternative, man.
At least one.
Saying that the streets is dangerous.
Oh, look at the comments of the video. Pay your coaches the money you owe them. What? Congrats, 6 million subs. Been here since 7. Oh, wow. Are they doing that? Oh, he dropped. So we can't even tell it. Video reminding why I forgot to unsubscribe. Oh, look at this. Very empathetic. You should let 19 Pakistani guys live in your wife's mother's basement with you. As a Portuguese says, I can confirm Europe is becoming more dangerous. Well, I can confirm that as well. We never saw, a lot of it I think is to do with COVID. I never saw homeless people in the city until COVID. And they have not gone away. COVID's been on 2-3 years now. Receive... bros, and I think he's like fucking. He's from California, and he's like sitting there talking like he sounds like a rich white girl that's still in high school, acts like they know everything, and it's like I was like, what about the people who live here, Look, I know immigrants that get here and that are irritated with the people that refuse to adapt at any level, you know?
Look, Tommy, I think that we should listen to iDubbbz here. He seems to be an immigration engineer,
Yeah.
so he must be an expert at it.
It's like you're actively trying to get worse. Funny listening to somebody who isn't from Europe tell everybody what Europe is like. And I like how he pretends like there isn't like a way Italians look. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I can identify a goddamn English face from a German face. I'm not even joking. And then be like within the 80th to 90th percentile of getting it right, you know? Oh, look, Anis's wife is trying to tell another country how they should behave. What a surprise. Wow. How many immigrants are you supporting on Mr. iDubbbz? Well, he's living in his mom's basement, so what are you going to do now? You are seriously noticing the declining state in a first world country. You know, it coincides with millions of people. Wow, this did not go over well. Hello,
no
Anis's
one in his
mouthpiece.
audience gives a fuck about politics.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm sorry, but
well,
it's
he can he's like a lot of these
not
guys. You know, I bitch about fucking.
dubs.
I bitch about the other side of this left, but this guy's like worse than them. Like he has. I mean, he think he knows the truth about everything. I mean, it's just there's no other side to anything. Why is Gollum trying to have an opinion on European immigration? And it's like it's the issue that got Trump elected. Well, yeah. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. And thanks for telling Europeans about their culture. I'll completely change with the span of 10 years. From a safe room, so brave. Wow, this did not go over well. The fact that you're raising money for Caseytron is crazy and beyond cooked.
Yeah, that's at the end of the video.
In America, there's clearly zero clue on the subject. Countless videos playing with people are, an American that clearly there's no clue. Countless videos of people saying they'd be here to take over. Cultures clash. That's the whole point. I have to admit, though, this white guy, he's not doing a great job. But I don't know. I don't know how it's been edited. Please, Aaron, share your thoughts on Child Matters. He's got absolutely fucking eaten. Barcelona looking awful silly to Anis's mom's basement. American tried to comment the EU culture. Thank God. And he was too lazy. Like, he must have recorded this back in, like, May, when the Liga season was ending. Because he said the season's almost over. That's May, early June.
I believe it. I think he's probably just sitting on a stockpile of videos at this point.
Yeah.
Ever since the failure that was Content Cop and Content Deputy.
So I think what he'd do, I think he would just blame Ethan Klein for this. That's probably what he'd do. You've got no idea what you're talking about. Absolutely not. Boy, it feels that way. Europe's having a huge problem with the immigration control. Yeah, and like, did he take into account a lot of these
single positive comment?
No, there's like none. Has he taken into account like this is like a big issue here? The transformation to a breadtuber is not complete. Breadtuber, I think the breadtuber is actually better at this than them. How many times do we have to teach?
He's a crumb tuber.
It's a crumb tuber.
The failed bread tuber should henceforth be considered crumb tubers.
You know what it is? Can you imagine making all those great videos and then not getting any joy from it? Or sense of satisfaction? Oh, yeah. Imagine your entire backlog. You can't feel good about it. Because it doesn't have this shit in it, which nobody likes. And another thing is, like, the views are down for a reason. Like, people bitch when I talk about politics, right? And I take a hit for it. That's what I want to talk about. I'll take the hit for it. He probably doesn't realize. He thinks it's like it's like the whole fucking woke Star Wars crowd. They took over Star Wars IP, thinking, well, Star Wars is so big it doesn't matter what we put in, people will buy it, and then we can shoehorn a message in there. Buddy. Well, they do that, and then slowly the value goes down. Yeah, there's a reason why drama YouTubers and political YouTubers are not. There's only a few that are making serious money, like Hassan. There's a reason for that. One of the biggest reasons Hassan's making money is he looks like a model. So you automatically sort of ceiling yourself when you talk about politics. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying you start as an entertainer. This would be the equivalent of, like, you imagine if I came on here and started saying, like, all sorts of left-wing, I'd lose half my audience, like that. Yeah. All sorts of left-wing stuff, because people know I'm right of center. If they got to know me and they feel like even the lefty guys, I think, like the fans I have that are lefties, they're like, I don't agree with him, he's fucking crazy, but I like him, right? And if I just completely shifted my personality and my beliefs, they'd be like, They might be like, yeah, you're coming to our side, but I don't like this. This is not what I signed up for. You know?
Yeah.
It's pandering, not passionate. Oh, it feels like it. The defense funds. All right, let's go on the defense fund. I think this is pretty wild.
It's towards the end, maybe like the last minute or so.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. None of this is that interesting, yeah. Okay,
Fact that a mosque was erected in your city. Oh no, well guess what? You don't have to go to the mosque. It's not a crime.
Are you kidding me? We have stabbings like every Christmas here in Germany. Some guy goes berserk. And it's always like they're yelling Allah Akbar, stabbing a fucking 3-year-old. You have a right to be you have a right to be concerned about that. And you have a right to see it because of the cultural change that you didn't vote for.
Time for it to be in your line of sight. Before I go, I want to bring your guys' attention to some lawsuits that recently dropped. Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron have all been sued, and they are trying to fight this off. I really believe in their cases, and I think
I would love for him to explain himself why. I bet he couldn't.
It's important to either set a precedent or send a message that just because you're fucking rich and powerful doesn't mean that you can bully people on the internet.
Why does Tartus? He says he's in Barcelona now.
Doesn't mean you can bully women, minorities, or fucking people who are poorer than you. And I think it would be good if they can continue.
I like how he's like so like, it's just bullying. That's all this is. There's no legal precedent here. There's no IP law. He's just bullying, and he's just a rich person picking on the poor. I love how he frames it.
To fight this off. So I'm going to put the links to their GoFundMe's down below. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for this episode of iDubbbz Complains. I will see you next time when I swing the candelabra.
How many 18 to 25-year-old farm-raised Amish dudes would it take fighting together on the same team to bring down one of those great big, huge, biggest of the big, muscled up...
Hola y dubernotitos. Bienvenidos de nuevo a iDubbbz Se Queja. iDubbbz Se Queja.
That might have just been my 13th reason why here, Tommy.
Wow, that's amazing. This is probably easier to. This is like. Sometimes I wonder if he was ever funny. It does feel like that way. Yeah, like we were idiots back then, right, Karen? Like maybe he wasn't funny to begin with. If you have so much empathy, why don't you pay your coaches the money you owe them? Good point. You know, I thought colonization is evil and wrong. Why are you okay with colonizing now? American ignorance. Yeah, this is what pisses me off. American ignorance knows no bounds. You give these anti-American cunts like all the ammo. You know they want. And anti-Americans in Europe are on both sides of the aisle. Believe me.
Ian, wake up.
Jesus. Open comment.
Not
That's brave. I'll give you
positive
that.
comment.
This isn't a single one. White guilt. The video.
More positive comments on his fucking Ethan Klein video than this one.
Hey, really?
Holy
For
shit.
real. For real. You're not joking. There was one or
No,
two here there.
really not.
But even most of them were like jokes, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man. Ian's straight up saying poor people can't help acting like animals just because you're rich and powerful doesn't mean you can sneer at as lowly poors. We can actually put trash in the bins, recycle, and use the bathrooms. What? I don't know what that means, but maybe I'm going to watch the whole video. I've never been outside the U.S. without saying I've never been outside. I've never been outside the U.S. without saying I've never been outside the U.S. Saying it does feel that way, you know. So an American living in my city telling me what I'm supposed to accept in my own city. Dude, these guys in the videos, the guy in the videos could be just racist. But the immigration in Europe, see, that's the thing. Like, let's say that South African guy, let's say he's a fucking stone racist. You know, white supremacy bullshit, okay? Like, it doesn't like those guys. That means those guys are douchebags. That doesn't mean wanting to change your government's immigration laws is racist. What is it? Scammers and graffiti everywhere.
Tommy, you would know that only racist incels would have a problem with this video, and otherwise it's an amazing video.
Yeah, I think it's like bottom of the barrel shit. Like the only thing that's kind of interesting in his iDubbbz. Oh man. Yeah, get a job. Get used to this one. Get used to that one. I don't know. I would really love to know how he's taking all this. If I had to guess, like he's gonna do what like all the, the anti-gamergators did. They just blame white supremacy. They blame this. They blame another YouTuber. They never blame themselves.
Oh yeah.
Ever. Moving on. All right, so I got some inside stuff for you. It has been released, and I've been aware of it for some time, that a Kraut he's a close friend of mine. He was recently doxxed and essentially swatted by Bad Empanada, and I can tell you what I know. It's kind of interesting. Bad Empanada, and we're going to go over all this. Bad Empanada put a complaint out about, we're going to go over it, but that Kraut was trying to dox him or dox him, hacked his stuff, got his Twitter accounts banned, had violent threats, and what he did is he hired some lawyers in Austria to file this complaint. What Bad Empanada doesn't know, there's a law in Austria, and this is insane. I don't know how they do it, probably because there's no goddamn crime. Anybody can file a complaint on anybody in Austria, even outside the country, and everything has to be followed up. Every single complaint. It's not like the States where they can skip it. Every single complaint can be followed up, all right? But Austria has kind of a good sort of anti-doxing law, too. You have the right to know who put the complaint in, who they are, where they're from, and how it came about, all right? Despite what Mr. Douchebag is going to tell you, Kraut met with the police, and this thing was immediately dismissed by the prosecutor. And if had Bad Empanada been actually Austrian, he'd be looking at 4 years in prison, potentially. Because here's the thing, when you have a system in Austria where everything has to be investigated, the penalty for putting the police in a false investigation, and by the way, I know how far both Kraut and the police had to drive to get together to get this whole thing straightened out. And I know he says at one point there was overwhelming evidence, or the evidence was compelling. No, there wasn't. It wasn't compelling. It was dismissed immediately upon talking to Kraut. It was dismissed like that. That's how quick it was. So there was nothing compelling about it. It was dismissed under the guise that it had, the German translate it, no merit. So it's like, I don't think with prejudice falls in there. And yes, the police can dismiss stuff, and the prosecutor, like, out the door. So Bad Empanada writes, Kraut is currently going to claim I swatted him. He essentially did. In reality, I reported the Vienna police because he was openly posting on Twitter and how much he was stalking/doxing me for months, including the implication that he had hacked and was trying to hack my accounts. This is funny how he gets there. I had to spend much of the last 2 months going through legal documents and proceedings and court documents and bureaucratic crap and legal constellation and blah, 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 blah. I will never forget this guy for the asshole. And I happen to know, living a country over from Kraut, that he did have to go through this. It's ironic and sad that someone has claimed for the last 6 months that I've been gang stalking them. And it's gone to the point of actually stalking, doxing me to the extent that he's doing that to me. I did not empathize. I didn't empathize this video. Emphasize this enough in my video. But Kraut has a Discord server full of Argentine fascists. None of this is, of course, true. And by the way, if he was running in a group like that in Austria, I mean, a lot of the laws in Germany about they carry over. It's not going to happen. Ultra-Zionist, which you can be, who doxed Kraut and tried to kill me in the past year, The server's entire dedicated to doxing and stalking me, right? I'm sure Kraut's in a server somewhere that's collecting the information and the doxes that he's done and the things that he's done. But you can see here that he's leading into the blood sports era thing when Kraut basically had a server where he's collecting information, and he was a little too loose with it, and he might admit that now. And some people's personal information got there. But those holes have been filled since. So he's kind of leaning in. I think this is kind of aimed at the people that hated Kraut prior, like the Mutahar crowd. That's what they're trying to do here. Its users have been desperately trying to find anything and everything they can do with my personal. Thank God I had the foresight, never let anyone know an IRL feature in anything they ever uploaded. I don't know, this is a guy that lets you know when Willie was getting married, and claimed that his wife was a IDF plant with no evidence. That's my personal favorite.
Yeah, I really don't get why Bad Empanada is like complaining about fascists when
it's
like I think he's a bigger Jew hater than
no kidding.
The other guy.
I'm already taking action to ensure this behavior ceases, and this time I'm doing this decisively. What Kraut is doing is forming groups to dox, stack, and harass me as an individual. I'm not aware of any evidence that he's doxed you. And apparently the evidence, what the Austrian police didn't find it that compelling either. It's something he's done very many times before, and it's actually extremely illegal in Austria, which I only. That's why they threw it right out the door. It was just a pain in the ass to meet up with everybody. Once they saw this shit, when the cops saw this, it's like, this guy's a nut. He may have trouble traveling in the EU in the future. I wouldn't be surprised. He could be, could not be. Who knows? Let's see if they.
From what I heard, he's on the run. He's currently in.
Well, I don't think coming to Central Europe's an option anymore. I don't. Because of this. Because the thing is, Austria takes this deadly serious. Austria's part of the EU. If the cops have to do absolutely every single complaint, a false report is serious fucking business. You are taking police right in. This is a garbage report. And it's already, by the way, update. It's dismissed. It's gone. Despite what he might tell you, it's gone. And it took shorter than we thought it would. I like the fucking law they have. If somebody fucking phones something in, if they call something, write something, you have the right to know who did it. I love that law.
I'm wondering if that's what he thinks the doxing that Kraut is trying to do is the fact that Austria has this law that nobody else would know about unless you knew Austrian law.
I think he's gonna. I think that he lies like a propagandist, like a real propagandist. Like it's about winning. It's not like truth is so relative. It doesn't matter. So I don't really try to give him any sort of credit for ever telling the truth. It's actually extremely illegal in Austria, which I only learned now. I'm presently reaching out to a member of law in Austria in the process of criminally denouncing Kraut. Well, that's it. It's over with. It's done. It didn't work. It is absolutely insane. His delusion regarding me, supposedly victimizing me, have come to this. I'd much rather not have to criminally denounce someone. What is criminal denouncement? He either broke a law or he didn't. If he was guilty of what you said that he did, he'd be arrested right now. He'd be facing charges. He'd been indicted. It seems to generally believe that I aim in communications with other. I aim in communication with other bread tubers. We do work with other bread tubers, and I have been at their behest targeting him with harassment ring for a prolonged period of time. And the harassment. There's more information on like what exactly he did to Kraut. I'll let the other YouTubers take care of that. I'll just deal with this now. Because of this, become completely obsessed with this idea of attaining revenge, which he believes that I and these bread tubers have done him, and the level of obsession is probably not going to go away on its own. He's definitely keeping tabs on him, but no more, no less than the other commentary community YouTuber. I don't speak for any other YouTubers except the ones when they reach out to me to come on the podcast or something. And I refuse almost all the source requests. Very recently, I've started to accept podcast appearance and put my own preference from working aside them. Because talking about the Gaza genocide is much more important than that. I'm not in regular communications with any other YouTubers at all outside of business-related stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Kraut and I mutually, let's see, Kraut and I have mutually beneficial indirect business relationship as we use each other's context as springboards for ideas we argue against. We're directly respond to him. If anything, it's good for me when he makes more videos, not less. yet he believes he's being silenced by me. Well, if you told you've been you're under investigation for for hacking, doxing, and all that, you might think that it's kind of the other way around. Hey, accuse your enemy of what you're doing. During the last 7 months, Kraut's is so obsessed over me. The only times I was even aware of him is because I was told by others that he was posting about X about me. I made 2 videos on my second channel, exclusive response to the things that he said about me. One reaction to him spamming my photos on Twitter. Another time is him defaming me as a pedophile. That's quite the opposite, by the way, by posting fake Sharon Drew Pavlu tweet. Not once did I initiate any of these spats, and the rest he was saying that was completely ignored. I want you to remember that he's accusing Kraut of making him look like a pedo. Just remember that in the future. Not in the show, but in the future. The gang stalking narrative can be debunked easily by looking through my Discord, which anybody who spends $1 can freely access. And I'm sure the Kraut has already done. He's dedicated initially all of his time to stalking me for once. So, this is how you flip the tables on it. If, you're looking into something, if you find out something about somebody, that's doxing. If you collect data on somebody, it's stalking. The typical left-wing to turn any kind of criticism or any kind of action towards them is something criminal. I thought about making this video in response. To his video on Chomsky. Once Chomsky dies, as framing a device to discuss how Chomsky is a pretty complicated figure who is both reviled and pro-Western ideologues while he's not being, that's all political bullshit. I don't care about that. Crowd became diluted after I made a video refuting him. I started by spamming Twitter about a supposed gang stalking group that I was running, trying to run him off of YouTube and ruin his life. That's it. Hi there. This is 2024 December. Hi there. You lovely little 14-year-old. You want to be a real man? Come join me in my Discord in the culture committees where we planned our online gang stalking of people like Hassan Piker doesn't like. I mean, obviously speaking, I'll pick the bugs from my beard and eat them if you're being a good boy. So he's making fun of them. And the fact that he tries to attract kids to his movement. This is not criminal behavior. I just want to make
zero maxing. I do like that one, Adams.
Yeah, I know. Kraut's pretty cutting. I just want to make history videos, but for 2 years I have continuously deal with the commies trying to drive me off the internet and rile up the mob. I can back them up on that too. I'm done being nice. Jules, why don't you just go back to your corner of the internet and leave me in peace and do my thing? I'm sure Ben Appanana made another video on how Stalin did nothing wrong for you. I don't know. He sounds like a pretty funny responses to me. Debate Tel Aviv, Dresden, pussy. That sounds familiar. Let me get near these guys. Jesus Christ.
Wait, go back to the other one.
Yeah. What happened?
Read the tweet just underneath.
Here?
The picture of him.
Here?
No, the one right above that.
Here? What do you thought? Here?
Yeah, what Kraut was saying.
I'd say
in response to debating him.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're confusing the fuck out of me. Hold on. This led to Kraut.
The one.
The one what?
The tweet that says, "Oh, Hamas raped a bunch of babies and kids now."
Okay,
Where's the video evidence of it? I was looking to jerk off anyways.
That's funny. Yeah, nice guy. Crazed, nice kook. This led to Kraut, despite the fact being barely talked about him, except to refute a few videos where he made posting incredibly defamatory fake screenshots to accuse me of crimes against children. Well, I would stay tuned for that. Kraut then openly and proudly admitted to the fact that he was collaborating with the Argentine far-right groups to spend the previous year attempting to dox me. On one of the, I'm sorry, if you're wanted somewhere and somebody calls the cops on you, that's not doxing or swatting. That's telling the cops he's over there. Let's see. Foreign groups spend their previous time. One of them actually showed up to my house and tried to kill me. Yeah, that's totally believable. You coordinated with the IRL. Hello, blah, blah. I told you where you... I was told that you were doxxed and harassed by Bad Evanana. I would like to reach out to you and ask you if you could share the information with me and what happened. That sounds like research. Hello, so-and-so. Then he writes something. It's probably the same fucking thing in Spanish. You know, like, oh, this is, look at, he's stalking me. No, he's trying to find your victims and talk to them so he can put a video together or help other YouTubers. This led to crowd, despite the fact that I barely talked about him and expected to refute a few videos, posting incredibly defamatory information. Well. So here he makes his case, but have I got something interesting for you? Do I want to do this? Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. Hang on a second. You know what? I'll make it a little secret because I think this is going to be used in somebody else's. I'm going to read an email. I'm going to read an email that was sent to a crowd after from Bad Empanada that was sent to him. That was sent to him after the charges got just obliterated. Hi, Joseph. I did not swat you. Did I? Maybe I did. Maybe I did the doxing, huh? I think it's well known who his name is. I did not swat you. You gave me some legitimate reason to believe that you were hacking and attempting, attempting to hack my accounts, in an attempt to develop my private information, and posted a very public threats against me. He did not. They were dismissed. I'm relieved to hear that you apparently denied that you were really engaging in this behavior when questioned, which contradicts what you stated publicly. I have no issue with you as a person. I just think your videos suck. Well, that's not true. Like everything we just read, you have a real issue with you. He's supposedly doxing and stalking you. I will not apologize for taking basic measures to protect myself, like filing a police report when you publicly made such statements. But I hope you're doing better now than you were at that time. I would prefer, listen to this, I would prefer to not have to talk about this publicly. As you will know that I've refrained from doing so from this point because I legitimately never did any of the things you claimed I did, and I have no wish to embarrass or divulge any of your personal info. He threatened him by releasing any of the files I received from the prosecutor's office in this case. So he's basically told him, I'll release your personal info to the public, which I think is out there. He's been doxxed 10 times over, right? If you tell people that I swatted you, which I did. That's so funny. I do not intend to make a video about this. So, I mean, he knows that he fucked up at some fucking level. You know, I do not intend to make a video about this. As far as I'm concerned, the matter is done. Unless you're making something bigger. So he's fucking threatened him.
I will dox you if you accuse me of doxing
I'll dox you if you show the public what this is, what was done. You know? It's far bigger than it actually mischaracterized housing. I did not engage in a legal process for the sake of finding personal info like what Ethan Klein is doing. I did it because you made public statements implying that you committed crimes against me. So that's basically, yeah, I'm looking into this. I'm looking into that. I of course might respond to your videos again in the future, but just when I did so previously, I critique your work. Now he's trying to act like he's just like a commentary YouTuber, and perhaps with some petty insults thrown in. Not that I intend harm in your personal life. It sounds like he's backing off. Well, I don't think that's going to be the case. In fact, here's the thing: if Kraut were to not respond to this in any meaningful way, there's just no telling. Like he could call, like, wow, I told him not to say anything about me calling the Vienna police, and he didn't. Then he's going to send, hey, you know what? How about this? How about you send me some money, or I'll release your shit. Because if you can get him not to talk about this, so this is all coming out pretty damn soon. Pretty damn soon.
Kind of backs up what I've been saying about him and Hassan.
Oh God, and Hassan continues to play dumb over it, which is just unbelievable. Yeah.
No, I kind of wonder if Hassan is afraid of the guy and just keeps him around so he doesn't do what he's doing to Kraut.
Yeah. No, I think I think
knows.
Hassan knows what he is, knows what he does, and uses him, and then tries to just plays dumb.
Could be that as well.
Yeah. What is this? Dan Can't Tweet, Laughing at Anthos, Twitch, and Clancy, even before they speak, throws Aiden under the bus. He's not as big as now as he wasn't back then. Why would you say that when one of your top talents? Says Aiden is smaller now because Twitch bans collaborating with other streamers, then catches himself. Come on, Mr. Clancy. I guess it's
any regrets on that aspect of like, damn, we missed out on these two big cultural icons.
And I mean, interesting. Aiden was, Speed. They're two very different things. Because Speed was not big when he got banned. He became big afterwards. Aiden was big, and he's not necessarily he's not as big now as he was back then. Right? In part because of all because of the collaborations and all the other things that
was Speed. Speed was not as big. Wait a minute, what?
No, Aiden Ross is not as big now as he was back then because of all the collaborations he was doing back then. But because he was banned on Twitch, he's not allowed to do those collaborations anymore because you're not allowed to collaborate with.
I heard Aiden
streamers.
Ross got banned from Twitch, and all he did was grow after that. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, no, that's why Dan Clancy is like not even thinking before he speaks.
Yeah.
He's just saying it, not actually doing it.
I mean, if you don't think this guy, this guy is like has a bias for the left wing guys, you're nuts. All right, let's see. FaceBank admits scamming his own fans. What? When's this? Oh, this
was July 30th.
Yeah, we already covered that.
Well, no, I think that this was him actually admitting to it. Because before he said he didn't do it, and now he's admitting he did do it.
Hold on a second. This is the 29th. All right, let me hear that again. Let me go back. Take a look at that again. Really? Let's see. Company Flamenco. I can't believe I fucking closed it. That's the problem. Let's see. Age verification. I don't want to do age verification. I don't know. I don't know where I put it. I'm an idiot.
Here, I'll get it and I'll send it.
I'm an idiot. I screwed it up.
It's fine.
Woo! Flamenco turns to fitness channel, yeah. Flamenco's hackers on old Reddit DMs, embarrassing selfies. Is this doxing?
I just sent it to you.
I know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, all right, this stuff. I mean, somebody obviously did something wrong, but it's public now. But it's okay because it's Flamenco. Yeah.
Well, Flamenco's dead, so.
Yeah, that's another thing I keep hearing.
Talk about it. Let's just openly talk about what the fuck happened.
I mean,
that's what everybody wants to know. Everybody thinks there's some fucking weird underlying shit. The truth is, you're right. Why this is a conversation right now is 100% my fault, and I own that. Because I fucking fell for some bait in a fucking thing. But I'm sorry, it's hard when every single day you're getting told you scammed one of your best homies, and it's fucking, you know what I'm saying?
That's not him admitting to anything.
No, I know. Again, that's...
This thing happens, listen, let me put it in context for everybody.
And look at Livestream fans. Stan Bankman-Fried was the only fuck-up scammer. The reason being is because he scammed rich people. Went after Ice Poseidon, Hawk to a girl, Sam Pepperface, Andy Melanakis. Well, you don't hear from him anymore. And a million others scam the poor. I mean, has this been proved as a rug pull? I'm waiting for CoffeeZilla's video on this.
Yeah.
And that's not him admitting. That's actually a really bad portrayal. He's saying he fucking fell for it like everybody else.
Every single day, you're getting told you scammed one of your best homies, and it's fucking, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know. Again, that's...
This thing happens, listen, let me put it in context for everybody, and this is all facts. Aiden, fact check me or not, call me out, whatever. I mean, after the last fucking 48 hours, what we've gone through together, we all know where we're at, and we all know what...
That sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but I mean, he did not admit
No,
to
that was not an
anybody.
admission.
No, that was not an admission to this. But I mean, it's live stream fails. What do you fucking want? Let's go back to... See, all right, so you got this thing, it's floating around, everybody's using it. But I noticed so this is okay, but the JStock stuff isn't? See, it seems like the people that you could dox, to me, the person that did this did the doxing. I have the Pentagon Papers rules with this shit, you know? I have the Pentagon people, once it's out, it's out. Well, this is already public, blame the guy that made it public. But I mean, this is already out in Reddit. It's public. Then what can you do? But I guess Flamenco got hacked. But you're not allowed to put JStalks. That's different. But this is okay because everybody hates him. So whatever. There's one particular. Let's see. Flamenco hacked. He's such a sad sack of shit. He has a strange head too. And then they have all this stuff. He seemed like exactly what an eager submissive to torment and train and use. I hope that you were still looking. Why am I making fun of Flamenco? I think the saddest thing about Flamenco is I actually try to reach out and sort of help him and reel him in so he could have something. But he rejects everything you say, and he's a contrarian.
I was in that call too.
Yeah.
All those years ago.
Like, stop. It's like,
you were so nice to him in that. He's so extremely nice.
Nothing
and he's like sitting there like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then he went back, and then he badmouthed me immediately.
Went back on Twitter and just started ripping more on Nick. I actually
feel sorry for him in the sense that not because of what he did, and I don't blame any of those guys for like going back over the top of him. I probably would too. I've done it to Bobacks, and I know he's fucking ill, right? I just don't think he can help it, so that's why I feel bad. I feel bad that he can't help it, but it's sort of like, why Dragon Lord's dad didn't want him to have the internet. He knew where it was going. Unfortunately for Dragon Lord and everybody else in that damn house, his dad died. No, his disorder is tragic. Yeah, I feel that way, Adams. Yeah, for sure, it is tragic. I'm not pro clutching here. I'm not fucking saying no goof on it. Far be it for me to tell anybody to do that. But I can still feel bad for him. Well, Nick doesn't feel bad for him. All right, then Nick doesn't feel bad for him. I don't care. What happened?
Who infamously called Ian a nigger faggot, and now he just kind of quotes that to death. That dude clearly had a few screws loose, but Ian really had no problem with putting him on blast.
Am I supposed to hate Anthony Fantota for quoting somebody? Really?
To make him look ridiculous.
Wait a minute, did he do a video? Alleged audio has leaked of the white closeted hip hop of it saying the N-word. I have no problem in that context. He did not say it in a hateful way. Did he do a video called Taking Accountability? Take accountability for actually quoting somebody. Take accountability for saying a word in context. I
think the next thing was his apology.
Was it? Was it right below that? Okay.
No, I mean the next tweet that we were going to show.
Oh, was it? Okay. Is it here? Okay. All right. Okay. Then listen to this. This is ridiculous.
Yep, taking accountability.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't really care that it's happening, Anthony, because he's such a fucking douche to begin with. And we'd probably lecture other people.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and in case you haven't noticed,
I said the N-word.
I'm getting torn apart on Twitter, which is nothing new for me personally, but the discourse seems to have reached a fever pitch that's making a lot of people concerned and angry and even thinking I'm covertly a racist, bigoted person. Now, these are the same sorts of allegations.
Hasn't he accused other people of that in the past?
I think he did at one point.
That I have fought against and won before.
The fader deletes Anthony Fantano mid-settlement agreement.
And I'm happy to do it again because I have nothing to hide and I know they're not true. I don't want to waste anyone's time, so let's just get straight into it. With Exhibit A, this clip right here, which has just been going absolutely viral, and here's my explanation for it. Early on in my YouTube career, I had some pretty lax views when it came to quoting the language of others.
I guess I do too. But I say I wish people could talk clearly, but I've done it before too, just so I don't get reported.
He's always like the rap review guy. Like he does rap.
Well, I know what it is, but I know what he's saying too. So if you do the rap review exactly, and you want to say one of the lyrics, and one of the lyrics have the N-word in it, right? Here's my policy. If you want to say N-word, which personally I only say N-word because it's YouTube. But I think it's okay if you want to quote them directly. If you start saying N-words are no good and they don't belong and out of my country and all that stuff, and people start calling you racist and there's consequences for that, so be it, right? But if you just say it in context of somebody else saying it, I think I'm not living in a world where Voldemort's a real thing. This is bullshit. I know it's kind of a radical view. I know people try to use it against you. I mean, Bill Talk used to say it to me all the time, like, you know, the worst person to say the N-word around is a white guy. He says they're the ones that use it against other people in the business world. And he would know, you know.
And my point of view was, what does it matter? It's not me saying it. I'm relaying a lyric or a sentiment or a point of view expressed by someone else. I'm even embarrassed to say that I don't think it was until like a few years ago that I actually changed.
You changed your mind when you had the fucking the wokes crowd.
Changed and censored the text of this 2014 Death Grips review title. And as you can see in the comments,
it's just ridiculous that we literally like this one word that we can't say. It's so ridiculous. It's just so childish.
This video, there's even.
And by the way, I said it to myself too, but I do it because I feel like I'm forced to, not because I think if I was more principled, I'd say it.
A lot of discourse.
I'm more impressed he put it in the title.
Yeah.
And YouTube didn't take it down, even though it's like 14
but
years
YouTube
old.
doesn't do that. I could write it in the title. Yeah. NIGGA for sure. Yeah. I think it would get dinged, but it's never get taken down. How many black guys are streaming on YouTube right now, dropping the M-bomb every 2 minutes?
Flying around about me.
No, I don't. I think if I put the hard R, that might get clipped.
Not saying the title.
But I bet it only would get clipped if somebody reported it.
At the time, this sort of thing left me feeling like this is more or less a moral gray area. I extended this attitude into other pieces of content I've made, like this one, where it is also clear I am quoting someone even in the tightly edited state this clip has been presented in. And the reason I'm doing so is to voice disagreement with calling people racial and homophobic slurs as a bit, which is what the original content creator I was quoting was doing. And he himself has since apologized for this whole era of his career, but I'm not getting deeper into the weeds than that because this video isn't about him. Because the fact of the matter is I should have and could have just censored myself while pointing this behavior out. But unfortunately, my position left me feeling kind of nonchalant because it's not the words themselves, but the sentiment of them that's being expressed that's truly disgusting. And sure, while that is true on some level, explicitly quoting him was in bad form and just unnecessary. I would have still gotten my point across and done so without upsetting any.
I mean, dude, they're calling you a racist because you said the N-word and you quoted somebody else years ago. I mean, obviously the sentiment is gross, I suppose. But I mean,
had I taken that approach. And I feel this way now because of an important realization I only made after tons and tons of people were watching me.
In other words, I'm audience captured, and I just gave up my principles.
That I don't make content just for me, I do it for an audience. And I can't dictate what anyone watching may or may not find harmful or offensive. No more than with a review, I can dictate what music you do or don't like. So I would rather err on the side of caution and not hurt anyone by explicitly voicing language that doesn't exist in a vacuum, even if I am quoting it. And that's actually been my approach for a very long time now. I mean, this clip may be new to you, but it's actually almost 10 years old. If this was ever something I made a regular habit of doing, believe me, you'd be seeing more examples than this. All I can do is take ownership.
I hate to say it. I hate the fact that it's called take accountability. I have no problem with his response, like none. It's almost boring.
No.
It's
boring.
I really have no
but
problem with
is it boring in a good way?
Yeah, in a sense. It's like, well, I don't think he should. I like the fact that he's not apologizing. He's just saying, I used to do it this way. I'm clearly quoting somebody. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not calling anybody's name. I understand why people would be offended by the sentiment, and I don't do that anymore because I decided it's unnecessary. Okay.
Ownership of having quoted these words in this.
It's professional. No, professional usually implies phony. I don't feel it's even phony. All right, he changed his view. He won't quote the N-word anymore. I think he's lying about the reasons. It's the audience he's attracted, and it's the algorithm and all sorts of other reasons. I think in principle he'd be fine doing it.
Way, and obviously say that I'm sorry, which I am in fact sorry about.
All right, so scratch. I thought he. Whatever.
Now
whatever. All right, you're fine. He has different fucking morals than I do. Fair enough.
There are going to be some people watching this video who will say,
It's an explanation. That's pretty much it. You're right.
No, that's not enough. I know you're a racist. I saw a clip of you laughing at Trayvon Martin's death, which I guess this is the clip.
Vegan invited me to an event.
It's Billy the Fridge. And there's, oh God, it's Drunken Peasants.
That taught me about PETA's buying guide / neoliberal whiteness and Trayvon Martin. Okay.
Dude, fuck Trayvon. I was thinking Trey Melvin. I had a big thing with Trey Melvin.
Which I will agree, that doesn't look good. But believe it or not, the way this clip has been presented is a lie.
I don't even know what happened out in that clip. I just saw Billy the Fridge and I completely shut down.
And it's been heavily edited too. First off, I gotta say the Drunken Peasants podcast where I was appearing in that clip is explicitly not a right-wing podcast. While, yeah, it's
I can attest to that.
True, the show has featured a pretty wild range of guests over the years, and the humor tends to run a bit edgy. They also regularly make fun of right-wingers, alt-right psychopaths, and the president. And in this clip that you just saw, I'm reading a super chat that is on the screen that was sent in by a viewer of the show.
The Drunken Peasants is a fascist podcasty.
And the reason I'm jumping into reading it is that partially it is a dig at me, because on the show it's not exactly a secret that I'm an openly liberal vegan. And from there, here is what actually happened.
That's the problem.
A vegan invited me to an event that taught me about PETA's buying guide / neoliberal whiteness and Trayvon Martin. Okay.
Dude, fuck Trayvon. I was gonna. I was gonna say Trey Melvin, but it's no Trayvon Martin.
Man, you're so. You know what, Jeff? You're so right wing.
As you can see there, that is not the clip that is getting passed around.
Yeah, I see.
In this original,
I honestly, he's right. I don't think he's done anything wrong. And I think he's handling this well. It's like one of the better apologies I've seen. This is not the fucking doubling down horse shit. I think it's a reasonable explanation.
Clip. Jeff Holiday there on the podcast doesn't even finish his.
And look, it's not even good enough for this guy. Unfortunate that instead of taking real accountability for your actions and acknowledging the deeper issue, your apology is centered around the possibility of offending others as a public figure rather than recognizing what you did was wrong. If uttering a word is fucking wrong under all circumstances, then I think you're retarded. And I think you're kind of fascist yourself. If context doesn't matter, I think you're the fucking creep. Also, if you truly believe that a person was a moron, your tone would have reflected that seriousness. I mean, do you imagine being, I don't care if you're black or white or whatever, and you go around and you think like, I don't know, like the wings falls off a black angel every time you utter the N-word, regardless of context. Or you like racism is increased, slightly every time. I think you're an idiot. To me, you're like a religious idiot. Really, I mean, if you think that anything Anthony Fantano did like added or made things worse on black people in any matter, I honestly think you're a moron. I do. I don't know. I don't know how else to come to it. Like Anthony was not being racist. He repeated what somebody said. Repeated what somebody said verbatim, and you get this thing, but you don't understand how deep this cuts. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Your feels don't matter that much. I think it would be a much better criticism if Anthony Fantano started going on. I was like, God, I hate listening to this fucking rap news. It's all made by N-words, and I wish they'd leave my country. You got something, but that's not what happened. That's what happened. I think it's irreversible damage. Exactly. You're describing fear-mongering, fragile fuckers. Yeah, that's it. And look, if Anthony Fantano wants to turn around and say, look, I'm not quoting people directly anymore, I'm fine with that, too. I get it. I know why you're doing it. I don't like the fact that he's lying to me. It just, the fucking online space changed, and he had to go with it. That's fine. But whatever. I understand why he's doing it. Also, if you truly believe a person was a moron, your tone would reflect the seriousness. You would have removed yourself from the conversation. So how does this cuck respond to it? Potentially hurting others with my platform is a deeper issue, and I don't want to do that. It's all about feels. It's like there's nothing. I see your point about the conversation. I don't. Like, you need to apologize harder. That's all I heard. I said what I meant. I meant what I said. Well, if you said what you said, you meant what you said, then how can you see his point? Because it's like ridiculous. His point is you didn't do it good enough. which is why apologies videos are kind of worthless. Well, I took it as being him being high and not being a sign of anything that was deeper. I probably should have taken different routes afterwards. White guilt. Sorry again for the disappointment I've caused. Oh, weird.
His sentence, he apparently gets Trayvon Martin mixed up with someone else entirely, and I even call him a moron.
So they deceptively edited your shit.
Because that is obviously something a fucking moron would communicate. So, voila, that's actually what happened in that clip. With all that being said, I realized a long time ago that I really do need to be careful about who I talk to and what platform I appear on publicly, because in the eyes of the wrong person, any association
retroactively it was years ago
or appearance can be read as a deep tie or an endorsement of an idea that I don't fucking agree with. Like, for
it sounds like you're jumping back and forth to please these fucking purity test fuckers. I don't know. How about this? I want to be your own man. You say in the army, do what your rank can handle.
For example, if
That's what I think you should do on YouTube. Do what your rank can handle. Yeah, to the cross.
I did a stream with this guy tomorrow.
Fucking a dude, will you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not? Suppose he's like, yo, bro, listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside of you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
Nah,
you suck a dick though.
Yeah.
People might understandably think that I endorse the idea of having sexual conversations with underage boys, and I don't. So while I know that nobody owes me their forgiveness and I can't control what everyone thinks about me, I'm going to continue to do my best to make sure that I'm not sending across the wrong idea, especially considering a lot of the music I review and endorse on.
Jesus. That would have ended a lot of other people, that little fucking thing.
On a regular basis, deals in some pretty heavy and serious topics that I would be completely in opposition to were I a bigoted weirdo. But as much as this is a principle of mine, I would also like to be spared the headache of just some freak trying to frame me disingenuously and make it seem like I'm okay with a child being killed by a racist vigilante, which is where the most truly aggravating thing about this whole situation comes up, because we currently live in a time where between ICE, between our current president who got in the position where he is after saying that Haitian immigrants are going to eat your pets, white supremacy is like really at a fucking peak right now.
Yeah.
And because of that,
it's so at a fever pitch. You can be quoted, you could quote somebody directly and be shut down because you're white. You could totally get thrown to the cancel culture mob because you're white. The context would be completely ignored. And you know what the reason is? White supremacy did that to you, fucking Anthony. That's what it is. It's not the fucking crazies that you associate with. Or really look, you have these, like, you have liberals and you have the fucking commies and the other left-wing nut jobs. And the liberals are like, all the commies are doing their fucking nut job shit and the Gaza crowd and all that. And liberals are just looking, it's not happening. That's what this guy is. He's one of those guys. So, like, you sit there bitching about white supremacy and Trump, and the people that are fucking with you right now are the ones that are on your side. Like, I don't know, maybe you should do some self-investigation. I don't think you should be worried about fucking drunken peasants or any right-wing wacko that's on there. Maybe you should, I don't know, the people you surrounded yourself with. And I feel the same way about him that I feel about Ethan Klein. You know, I couldn't look you in the eye. I don't consider myself a representative of the right, far left, moderate right, the okay right, the bad right, the good right, or anything. Like, but it's like, I don't want to. I forgot what I was going to say. It was really good too. It was really fucking good. I ruined it. I think you meant reflection. Close one, Mr. C. Thank you. You know, it's just. I do realize there's bad people on my side of the aisle, but liberals have this thing where, like, no, it's not happening, and it could be happening like right behind them. It was never encapsulated more. Like, oh, it was fiery but peaceful, you know. Or the thing is, you point out something, like you just point out how the guy's running for office in New York, how far left he is, right? And I saw it happen on Bill Maher this weekend. What are you talking about? What, are you crazy? And they just pretend it isn't happening. Are you sure? Like total gaslight move. And that's what Anthony Fantano is. So you know what? I don't know. Keep pandering to those fuckers and fucking get ate alive. Fuck it. Otherwise, everything else he said, I completely agree with. I think he handled this relatively well. I think, to me, I was like, you're getting eaten alive by your own while you're bitching about the right who has nothing to do with you. That is always mind-boggling to me. Same thing with Ethan Klein. Who's fucked up Ethan Klein? Who's the guys that called it's Bana Panada and all those in that crowd? You know, his crowd, the crowd he associated with.
It's vitally important that when things are being called out as legitimately racist.
None of these people work 9 to 5. I'm sorry. When I was in the workforce, I met idiots like Anthony Fantano every day. Every day. Maybe it's because I lived in a blue state. So I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Racist.
I don't work a 9 to 5 either.
That those accusations actually mean something. But I guess instead what some people would rather do is water down the impact of that, deceptively edit clips to make it look like
and he's right about all this.
Children are killed. All right. I don't think I have anything else to say here.
I think he did a fine job. But, you know, how about look in your own corner and see if it's dirty? Because some of it's dirty. I guarantee you, I see Candace Owens. That the chick's nuts. You know, I know there's right-wing extremists. It's just like, it's people on the left. Like, no, what are you talking about? No, that's not happening. That's isolated. Yeah, give me a fucking break, man. There's plenty of nuts in your corner. Plenty. You know, plenty of nuts on the right, too. And I'm not saying that just to sound neutral. I think left-wing nuts are worse. So I'll be biased. But, I mean, Jesus Christ. Hassan calls out a supposedly liberal content creator for making Asmongold more palatable than him. Asmongold's palatable because he never gets angry. I'm totally convinced. Because I've kind of wondered.
Palatable because he's not Hassan, who's like insufferable.
Yeah, bingo.
Advocating for re-education camps. She doesn't just think that Hassan wants them, but wants them for political speech he doesn't like, and claims he is similar to Trump in that way, and would be just as authoritarian, if not more so, than the Orange Man. She also thinks Asmongold is better than Hassan as a content creator for young men. Not really important to my post, but shows the terminal nature of the Hassan derangement syndrome. Like, this is something that I have noticed as well. A lot of these like supposedly liberal content creators are shepherding their audience to find right-wing content creators like Asmongold to be more permissible and better overall than someone like myself, because they've designed their entire worldview around like saying fuck Hassan, and Hassan is so scary. And that's the reason why.
I think that's exactly why because Asmongold doesn't say fuck Hassan. He just very calmly and not angrily points out how ridiculous he is.
Yeah.
Well, he's really like, I don't think anybody's
the problem
improving.
is Hassan has cried wolf so many times about people like this that everyone just doesn't listen to him.
Yeah, and then
and
he tried that with him. He tried that with like, look at this crazy extremist. And then you go over and watch Asmongold, and he's thoughtful, calm, and doesn't get angry. And then you listen to him, and he's screaming at the top of his fucking lungs. You know?
why you see so many of these like.
That's why he's more palatable. And think about this. Think about this, Hassan. Old Bucky Beaver is not the best looking fucking guy in the world. He is not fun to look at, all right? With his shitty fucking room in the background. Compared to your beautiful room and your beautiful house and your beautiful fucking look, right? And he's more palatable to you. What does that say about you? How does Trump get elected? He's a fucking disgusting person. Yeah. What does that say about your side? Like, there's no self-reflection. Nothing. Normally, the better-looking people pull the fucking views. That's just life.
Okay. It's tweets like this that make Hassan not fun or like not palatable.
Well, it's not. He's just Asmongold's just easy going. You know, he used to drive me nuts too when he was a little more. But now
I'm just saying, it's like if you read this tweet, you'll understand what I'm saying. Where it's like it's tweets like this that make him like not palatable.
Yeah, Hassan thinks you can solve these really well with one phone call. Then one phone call doesn't work, then the U.S. should invade Israel militarily. That the phone calls like really invade you.
Exactly.
One call you could always take to stop the Israeli genocide. I don't know if the Israelis wouldn't fight back in that scenario. I don't. Let's say that's like it was a real possibility, and it isn't. I could see Israeli fucking IDF arming citizens, and then you got to go door to door. Because I got to be honest with you, Vietnam put out the roadmap on how to fucking put the United States in a quagmire. So you just load every house up with guns. Fucking would take years to take over Israel, even with an army like ours. The only thing that would stop it just depends on that, like what kind of heart. If they had the heart of Kiev, they'd fucking put us in a quagmire. If they don't, they surrendered. Yeah, I guess one calls. Shut off. Let's see. One call. If Israel doesn't comply, shut off the weapons transfers. I think Trump might be doing that. If Israel looks to get weapons, always put a sanction package. And if that fails, I think fails invade Israel militarily. No, that's not going to happen. That's what you would see if you got any of these fucking.
He sounds like Chamberlain.
No, he didn't. Chamberlain was giving in. You got the wrong historical thing.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, I think I got the wrong.
He was the guy that gave in to Hitler. He's like, yeah, sure, check Czechoslovakia. Go ahead. Nicholas Diori and Willie Mack show respond to Hassan Swede calling out the apolitical commentary sphere for poisoning young minds. Poisoning young minds. You know, it's funny. No matter what wing you're on, whether you're like in the middle or apolitical or right or left, everybody else is poisoning young minds. It's not, young minds can't, or nobody can seem to choose who they want. It's always like, you know, just it's the packaging, it's the messaging. You know, I think people that complain about the messaging don't have good messages. Just complaining about people not liking you and discussing it as a systematic issue. If Hassan made videos defending Israel, I could make the same. I could make the same exact video on him. Sure. You're just complaining about people not liking you. Yeah, it's pretty much and discussing it as a systematic issue. Yeah, Hassan made videos defending it. If Hassan made videos defending it, I guarantee he will make the exact same videos on him. It's really just about him sucking at his job. And I think the only reason he rose to the top is because he's good looking. That's it. Because a lot of people are doing, or even
he
just
was an orbiter of destiny.
Yeah, and that helped. Well, he had a little bit of falling prior to that. Yeah, and then good thing, Destiny. I think Destiny.
He fucked Destiny.
Honestly, I think Destiny is just as fucking wacky as him. And I think that he chose Israel because it was politically advantageous. I think he chose Kyle Rittenhouse because it's politically advantageous. You know, I don't think he has one fight. I think he's actually deep down. I think he's a far crazy leftist. And if like he'll be doing this sort of like I'm just a liberal, I'm progressive, I'm not a communist. If it becomes advantageous to go back to communism, Destiny's doing a finger snap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a finger snap. Who's this?
Oh yeah, let me check on this.
What's this?
Mike from PA Ban. This is Mike from PA's Twitch account.
Oh, okay. Is it permanent?
As of right now, it's still going. It was put into effect on July 30th.
He called the Jews an evil ethnicity. I mean, he called any other group that. I mean, I don't know if you could get away with, say, the Irish. That's one you could probably get away with. Ethan drops a Frogan lawsuit update. Frogan is literally about to default early next week. What she has done with the 50K she's raised. That's another thing. These people can't keep their money. He's just going to put it out there.
There is a bit of an update to this update.
Okay,
which
hold
is
on.
that
Let me finish it.
Okay.
We have not heard from her attorney at all. She has like 5 days to respond to our complaint, or she loses by default. What do we got? What do you got? What's the update? To this?
They did extend her thing to like October 3rd, so it won't default.
Okay.
Right, like it's not going to default.
You know what that means? She didn't call a lawyer.
It's possible she never even got
She
the
never
papers.
called it. She never got it. So no, she didn't call a lawyer. She heard the default judgment was coming, and then she got one all of a sudden. Like the lawyer's like, "Can you give us a couple more days? We'll get you what you need." You know, that's what it sounds like.
Well, it sounded like whoever was going to serve her the papers just gave it to a neighbor that was in the building, and the neighbor may never have given her the papers.
Right. Well, first of all, I don't believe that, because in order to say she's been served, you can't give it to the neighbor. So I don't know. I don't know if I buy that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I buy. I don't know. I don't think I buy that at all. I don't know. This is like we're getting into Mutahar stuff now. Let's check this out. I don't know. Is this real harmful opinions? I don't know if this is him or not. 19K.
Now, at the time, I was in a relationship with another woman, right? And unfortunately, what happened?
See, every time he tells the story now, I'm like, what big bullshit story is this?
Was me and my best friend Ryan. All right, we're talking best friend. I've known Ryan for years. We were so wasted that at some point in the night, me and Ryan started fucking making out.
Now, Tommy, he's also a gay engineer.
For the hell of it. Like, we're talking
That's something girls do, dude.
tongue in mouth. We made out. We got real gay with each other for like 10 seconds. And I woke up on the couch.
What happened? Most guys wake up next to a fat chick, you know?
Now, at the time.
At a gay bar. Well, that's interesting. You know what? I bet he made up. I bet that didn't even happen. You know? It was bullshit.
Exactly.
He just thought it was a funny story to tell at the time. I wonder if Max is enjoying this. We're mad that he wasn't the one. Who cares what Max wants? See, I don't see what he's posting lately. I do think that Nick, I don't think he did anything wrong. Let's make that abundantly clear. But I do think that, what is worse? I'm an engineer. I work for Blizzard. Billy Mitchell. I'm going to go on record. I'm calling you out, Nick DiOrio. We've talked about it. I fucking hate. Oh, that's wrong. By the way, I'm glancing over because I'm not going to plural clutch. The stuff like the Indian and stuff and the actual racist stuff I do disavow, by the way. But without plural clutching, we shall move on. I edit videos. Yeah, I do think he's kind of like obsessed, but I don't think he did anything wrong. Oh, back to Billy Mitchell. That's
Listen,
what got me. I completely got it. So, I hate because he's a fucking cheater, all right? That Nick is like giving Billy Mitchell a fucking second life. It makes me fucking insane.
I think that's because he feels betrayed by Carl Jobst.
I know. I've known that motherfucker a long time. Billy Mitchell's Twitter account is hysterical. But I hate it. I hate the fact because he's a fucking cheating. Like that shit. Like I'm so gay. I'm gonna pull clutch right now. Like I like those records mean something. I'm a sporting person, right? I like when things done fair and square, right? That guy cheated. Yeah, fucking Carl Jobst didn't cross his T's and dot his I's, right? By the way, I do believe that some of the I do believe that some of the stuff that Billy Mitchell said about what's his face. The Apollo legend was cruel, and it wasn't that he didn't believe it was true. That's what I believe. I'm entitled to believe what I want. I think he's, but I gotta admit, he's literally done a fucking makeover job to Billy Mitchell, a guy that deserved a lot of the hate he gets. Maybe not the Carl Jobst. Maybe Carl Jobst deserves some hate because he completely misframed why the lawsuit was taking place. He misled his audience, and maybe he has to pay for that. And maybe he has to pay Billy Mitchell a lot of money too, right? But I don't like the fact that just because Billy won this, the one thing he's ever won, the one thing that Nick is completely rehabilitated this fucking prick. And I hate it. I hate it. It really bothers me. Does it bother you? Pussy?
Yes.
By the way, Nick is sending me an autographed Billy Mitchell thing, and I will be hanging it up in the arcade here. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
He told me, he's like, you want it? I'm like, yes. I want it. But I hate the fact that, but the problem is Billy Mitchell's fucking hysterical.
You need to hang it over a Donkey Kong.
Carl Lobst. I mean, Jesus Christ. What if Mutahar responds and absolutely dismantles every claimed levied against him? Oh, well, he's getting serious views. What is worse, I'm an engineer, I work for Blizzard. For every person that posts an angry tweet at me, you make me smile. Thanks a lot for the hot sauce advertisement. I don't think he's writing this because he was never this good before. So,
well, no, everyone thinks it's his son.
Yeah.
The one that's like in military school because everyone thinks it's like that's the one that appears in Nick's chat.
He's fucking West Point, dude. You know how smart you gotta be.
Yeah, West Point, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Hello, you absolute virgins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking funny. I gotta admit. Mutahar,
It's Nick.
Mutahar will
No.
be sued. It's Nick. You think Nick gave him the thing? Mutahar will be sued. It does. It feels like somebody hacked his account. Because I'm sorry, Billy's not this funny or this creative. But Billy is way up his own ass, and then he gave an entire rehabilitation job to him, and I hate him for it.
He put out a whole video, like a statement from Billy Mitchell, Carl Jobst, part 2 of 2, and it's like he sounds nothing like his Twitter account.
Oh, really? Oh no, nothing. I mean, if you ever listen to Billy Mitchell, like I used to think it was like an act until he started suing everybody. He's totally up his own ass. He thinks that Pac-Man score is like the fucking greatest thing ever. And apparently, he didn't even do it first. Tommy asked you, West Point, fucking Shane Gillis went there, so the bar isn't that high. It must have been. And Shane Gillis' military knowledge is off the meat hook, and you have to do a lot of history. So he may have got kicked out, but the bar is very high. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Like, in order to be a 4-star general, you almost it's like a guarantee you have to go there. Believe me. I'll give you that shit. OCS is not enough to get to the highest ranks of being an officer in the United States Army. And I know all about that. I'm an expert. Yeah,
You're a military engineer.
He's military. He's a military engineer. Yes. Yeah. And speaking of, let's get to that. I got bored seeing squabbling over Canadian legalities, so I just reported the guy so we could find out. I don't know if that's really harmful opinions or not. I think the legality thing it's just one of these things that's like officially illegal, but no one's going to do anything. The response so far has just been the chief enforcement officer asking me for further evidence that he lives in Ontario. Otherwise, he has a legally relevant connection to the province. So I don't know if this is really harmful opinions or not, but I think that's like, I mean, I suppose he can do it, but it's kind of next level for me. It's him. He said it in his video. Yeah, I like harmful, but I don't really care that much because I know nothing's going to come of it. But
his Twitter banner is funny. Harmful opinions.
Harmful's great. He's fucking amazing. I don't know if so let's check out. Now is the time we've all been waiting for. Coming to Muta's military claims. Let's go.
That's the face that says I should have picked engineering in college.
For those of you unaware of current drama, it turns out Mutahar of Some Ordinary Gamers is a man who likes to tell stories about himself. Now,
Gay Riddler, everybody.
That in itself isn't a problem. I personally love to share stories about what I've been up to. But he has this habit of talking about the same thing multiple times in ways that give very different impressions. Just as a quick example before we get into today's topic, one of the main ones people have picked up on is how he talks about his education. In a 2019 stream, he was asked about his academic background.
Education background, asking because a lot of CS knowledge. Well, I did computer engineering when I went to college. That's what I did. And then I switched my career to post-production film editing because it was just far more...
No. I would have just been honest. Maybe he went to school as an engineer and he's like, oh, this is too hard.
Interesting and lucrative, I guess, if that adds. Anyways, though, I'm going to end the stream.
First of all, being an engineer is pretty lucrative.
I would suggest that if you're asked about your educational background and you say you went to college for computer engineering, you are telling that person you got a qualification. In this case, because it was a live stream, he was telling the world that. But of course, elsewhere, you can find him saying he never got his degree.
You should totally ignore college. I don't use my degree, and I haven't used it for like 6 years.
I didn't even get my degree, dude. That's the best part.
Yeah, nah, fuck college.
I remember the best part about
what game is that?
High school was my 12th grade English teacher said that I would amount to a failure.
He's a guy who said what seems to be the truth in some places, if apparently inebriated enough, but is happy to paint a different picture when he's more on the ball. Oh, but technically he did go to college for it, for 1 semester. Alright. Try pulling that with the people in your life and enjoy your reputation as a weird lying freak. And another area of his life he seems to have done this in, but I haven't seen anyone picking up on, is his past interest in the military. In 2023, Mutahar was asked about his ability to speak French, and he said this.
I can speak it, like if you put a gun
I don't believe you.
to my fucking head. Actually, no, I know enough, like, I could get by speaking French, because there was a period of my life where I was joining the Royal Air Force here, like the Canadian Air Force here. And if you join a government, like, military position, you have to know both languages, kind of.
I bet that's not true, first off. I bet that's true if you were an officer. I cannot imagine every enlisted man speaks French in the Canadian Army.
So...
Turns out that Mutahar, the engineer and globe-trotting film producer, was also joining the Royal Air Force.
Military was this was like way back in the day. Like this was like before high school. And
what? He does clarify.
This never happened.
Fair enough. I'll believe him on that.
But like the only reason I looked at the Air Force is like I couldn't afford I couldn't afford university.
I don't know anything about Canadian enlistment, but you can enlist in the Army at 17 when you're a minor, okay? You can even go to basic training at 17, serve with many of them. The way it works is, by the time you get to your regular unit, and definitely before, you cannot deploy as a 17-year-old. I forget what the program's called. If anybody knows, remind me. You can join the Army at 17, and there's a couple things, and you can go to basic training. Number one, you gotta have either have been dropped out, completed your GED, or your high school has to be over. So in other words, it's got to be like past July, or past June. Okay. By the time you get your unit, when your training's done, you pretty much need to be 18 because you cannot deploy unless you're 18. But you can be in the Army. You can go to basic training. It's not JRSCT. It's a program. And I used to know the name of it, right? Our ROTC is not the Army. It can help you get a jump. You get some extra rank. You could go on as a specialist, all right? But it's like an early enlistment. But you can sign the paperwork at fucking 17. You can go through basic training, AIT, and go to your unit. And usually, by the time all the training's done, you're 18. So it's not really unbelievable to me that he wouldn't be looking to sign into the Canadian military at 17 when he's a senior in high school.
University, and I wasn't going to go through a loan, so I was like,
Oh, when he said he was joining the Royal Air Force, he meant he was fantasizing about doing that as a way to pay for a degree. Because at the time, before high school, he couldn't afford university and didn't want to take a loan. But didn't happen, never tried to do that, whatever. It was just a pre-high school fantasy.
A lot of people have that.
That on its own, I guess, is whatever. But there's something a bit weird here going on. A couple years earlier, talking to Dr. K.
Is it a JROTC? It has nothing to do with ROTC or JROTC. Nothing. There's a program, and I can't remember the name of it, and it's only for enlisted. All right, that shit's for off. Well, it's not always. No, it's like an early enlistment. As long as you're out of high school, have your GED, you can be in there at 17, but you cannot deploy at 17.
Of Healthy Gamer GG, he'd told a similar story. This time, though, it wasn't the Royal Canadian Air Force, but the Army. He says it was after high school. And he says he did actually apply.
After high school, it was...
Exactly. In Finland, conscription here is at 18. Same thing in the States. But at the age of 17, one can apply. Same thing over here. One can apply at 17 or back there.
Just... I actually applied to the Army, but, that didn't go anywhere. And eventually, I just worked. I went to university for computer sciences, and that's it.
To be clear, in this interview, he does clarify that he was a dropout.
I thought when I got into university for a while, and I dropped out like a semester in because I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing... Because University of Toronto, like the first semester that you went in, you paid this crazy amount.
There's a slightly questionable thing here as well, though. He explains to Dr. K that the reason he dropped out was that school's very, very expensive, and at the same time he was getting more work on the side. So he had to choose, does he pursue that, or does he pursue school?
At this point, I started, getting more work on the side. I started building up a career, so I was like, wait a minute, do I choose to go through this university path, which will work for me, or to go on the career path? That's when I realized, like, okay, I'm on that tightrope.
But at the time, his explanation was significantly different. He would frequently thank his YouTube viewers for enabling him to get off the path he was on, one he found depressing. Not because he was making the calculation he was presenting to Dr. K, but because it simply wasn't what he wanted to do.
What else did I have forward to look to in my life?
I have to admit, this video is depressing as fuck.
Future of a menial job and whatnot, just becoming the standard 9-to-5 guy. No, at this point, you guys have made me change my entire career path. I am on my way to become what I want to be, a documentary.
Honestly, I think all of this is just fucking pandering.
Filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
I'm on my way to become one of those. All right.
I think a lot of that is just pandering. But it's pathetic pandering.
He didn't simply leave education to pursue a career. He wasn't simply dropping education for work. He still needed a different education. He went to film school instead, which was his passion. I don't know, I think if I was talking to someone about this, I would have brought that up. A minor point, sure, but why did none of his stories ever stay the same? On that topic, Dr. K asked him what work he was doing in high school.
And so you said you were working in high school? What kind of work did you do in high school?
Just computer work early in. That's what I was doing. Your basic like part-time work. Nothing, substantial.
Delayed entry program. Bingo. Got it. Thank you. That's it. Obscure Nerd VR. That's what's called delayed entry. So you can join the military at 17 in the States.
I was also a student at the time, and
by the time you're done with the training, you're going to be 18 anyway,
in fact, a lot of my work really ended up being just like basic community service
Dr.
work.
K looks like he has an entire fucking dildo stuck up his ass, or is it just me?
Just to rack on the hours.
That all sounds fine, doesn't it? But he's told that story before.
I was basically finishing up my, high school diploma and everything. And at the time, I worked a little computer programming job. I worked as a pen tester, you know what I mean? Like, I got into the whole thing early. I had a couple connections.
Do you know what a pen tester is? Because I keep on hearing that. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, I think we looked it up. Let me... It's someone who checks the cybersecurity of your website.
Yeah.
Like, to see if it's a secure thing or whatnot. To see if they can, like, penetrate the website or something like that.
Oh, okay. Probably true. So I feel less alone now. I'm not getting malicious vibes from Muda. I don't think they're malicious either. I don't think I ever did. It's just, but to show you how weak people can kind of become sort of malicious here. I want to see what that guy wrote. I'm not getting malicious. I go malicious vibes. It's just a pathetic yapping to people please. Sad, but not the worst. And yeah, you're right. You would be right by everything you just heard and just said. But here's the thing. Like, I've always been friendly to him. I liked him. I've always promoted him. And when that fucking son of a bitch friends him, when I pointed out Mama Max was running a fucking racket and none of this shit made sense and it was completely irresponsible. Muda, because he's such a people pleaser, he's such a YouTube pleaser, fucking when he's calling me a pedophile, he's like encouraging him. Like, oh, we got Tommy C on Suicide Watch. While I was on vacation, I guess. Sure. I totally killed myself in the fucking Lanzarote. But to encourage that shit, so he's just people pleasing everybody. He's just an ass suck. That's all. It's not the worst. Mutahar is far from the worst YouTuber on the earth. These people figured out that he was a phony.
Yeah.
I defended that guy absolutely as long as I could. I got his fucking wife whining to me about, and it's not over yet because Nick Andros was smart. He built up credibility with that last video, and then I guess he's going to throw the PED stuff at him next. Good luck, Muda. Viel Glück, mein Freund. And his wife's whining like, oh man, my relatives are calling him he's a ped. Saying he's a ped and he's not a ped. I'm like, yeah, I really feel bad for you. And then, but that was okay, I guess, to do to me when it was completely untrue. It's just fucking ridiculous. I say the guy's videos suck. It's irresponsible. It doesn't help victims. And we don't have any evidence that he did help any victims. All the shit that turns out to be right, up into including the fact that I said it was a racket and a scam. And yeah, Muda was, was fine to let fucking, call me out without having the guts to say my name in a podcast where somebody that basically called in to hear Turkey Tom was connected to my show and became famous. Like he's one of the guys that was on my side, and it's just basically vaguely say that I'm supporting or permissive of pedophilia. I guess that was okay then. And what did he tell me privately? I didn't know you were the only person. Bullshit. I was the only one that had the fucking balls to do it. Just like I was the only fucking one that has the balls to fucking call out Chud and say, he's a backstabbing prick too. There's a price to pay for that, but it usually ends up different in a couple years. Well, there you go. I'll watch the end of this portion.
It's a pretty important job, and I was good at it. I made a fair amount of money at it, and if I still did that job, I'd be a lot more richer than I would be at any point in time.
You guys are gonna jump on Dojangles. I don't hate her. I think she's sticking up for her man, and I sort of respect that. But I do resent the fuck out of the fact that she was looking for empathy from me and has none. None. This guy doesn't have the balls to fucking come clean. And it sounds like his ass sucking, his pandering, and his lying went a little. It got to the point where it got damaging. It's like the guy was before us. Well, he's just a typical ass sucks, harmless. He's not really harmless. I think being weak and being a fraud, a couple instances of it, yeah, that's probably harmless. But if that's who you are, then you are fucking a problem person. You do create problems for other people. You know, there you go. I don't know. It's just weakness.
But bottom line is, I used to work a job like that out, and that was one of the careers that I had.
I guess now that's just become a little part-time job and he mostly did community work. Back in the day though, he was using that experience to make claims like this to hundreds of thousands of people.
Guys, I'm a computer, I'm a cybersecurity expert. I've worked in the business, I know what I'm doing, alright? And this is why I always give a disclaimer. Be careful, alright? Let the professionals handle it. I'm a professional, I got this.
A lot of people aren't bothered, they don't think it's weird. He was just a baby, he was merely a freshly 21-year-old toddler. He's surely grown out of it. Me, I think it's weird as fuck. And back to the topic of this video after that tangent. There's another thing I find weird as fuck. Apparently 5 years...
You know the funny thing about this is, it's not that weird. Most people are like Muta. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Most people are just YouTubers.
It is.
YouTuber.
Yeah,
here's what happened. Muta's your typical fucking phony that got ridiculously famous online. Most people are like him.
Ago, someone recorded one of his streams and re-uploaded it. The stuff you'll see on the desktop is whatever that guy was doing. In this broadcast, he talks about his plan to go into the military, but he starts the story in a way I find very, very strange.
Let me just give you this scenario, okay? Like real quick.
La 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 la, don't ruin it, Mr. C. Yeah.
This is sort of my if I was in engineering.
If he was in engineering? What the hell does that mean? Oh, maybe he was saying if I wasn't in engineering, I'd go into the military. No, this is about how he was being.
If I was in engineering.
If he... I find very, very strange.
Let me just give you this scenario, okay? Like real quick. This is sort of my if I was in engineering.
If he was in engineering? What the hell does that mean? Oh, maybe he was saying if I wasn't in engineering, I'd go into the military. No, this is about how he was going to get his engineering degree.
One of the things that I was actually doing one day was like, before college or anything, I actually thought about, going into the military and shit. And when you go into the military, I was planning on...
I find it interesting that all our conversations that never came up, but that's not impossible, I suppose.
Going to the military to, study engineering.
But that didn't work out, he said to Dr. K. He said he didn't want to take a loan. So instead, was he just going to pay out of pocket for an engineering degree with his side gigs? What is happening here? I'm happy to be shown I'm just misunderstanding things, and I'm lacking information. In fact, I'd love to hear the story because it sounds like it must be incredible. You can say he has a right to keep things private, but that's not quite right. He did, but he chose not to. He chose to blab endlessly about his life, actually, to an audience of thousands upon thousands of people. People aren't climbing in his damn walls. They're asking about public media he published. And Mutahar himself has warned against trusting people who claim expertise on the internet.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, a game that has so much controversy right now. Tons of grifty accounts online fell for this one fucking person lying about their, credentials as a Japanese university historian expert. Even though it took...
Thank you, Papa. Realist way.
5 seconds to
wait. I suck.
Back machine their account and...
Yep, good tip. Thanks, Mutahar. I used it. Other tools as well are very useful for checking these things.
Figure out, oh, they were just some random white guy from, some part in Indiana, okay? Some random dude on the internet. And even if you took their Japanese, name... put it into the Tokyo University or whatever university they claim to be, you couldn't even find that person.
Another good tip. There's a tool that works just like that for engineers in your province. You plug someone's name in to see if they're licensed.
See, people don't even want to do the bare minimum of research. Nobody wants to do even 5 minutes of research. But they'll believe anything an account says.
So fucking true. Thank you, Muta. By the way, I've seen some people say he never claimed to be working as an engineer. Personally, I get a different impression from statements like this from 2023.
As an engineer, if I show up to my...
I'm getting a little sick of this, I gotta be honest with you.
My office?
I think, to me, he's been discredited. And Nick Andros and Harmful Opinions did the work. And I'm not even interested. He's been exposed. And he won't address it, and it's probably, from a YouTube perspective, probably better not to.
And I fuck up? Okay?
In fact, I think the only reason if he feels that he has to address it, because something's either bothering him, or he doesn't think he can... He only addresses it if he thinks he's losing money. That's it.
He's never gone into a drama where he doesn't answer things.
Yeah.
That's kind of the problem. Is that Muta is that way, where it's like he'll
It's not an option that you want, but it's an option he's going to take, and it's probably the best one. You know, I want to buy Muta stuff up. You know, like I was accused of making. You know, I was watching Nick's Andros' stuff, like making hate video. People were writing me like, yeah, and I don't care. I'm still watching him anyway, and I'm thinking to myself, I'll fucking watch him anyway. I'll watch him again if I fucking see fit too. You know, like I'm like, you think that I'm trying to get you to stop to watch him. Stop. I mean, Nick Andros might be doing that, but not me. But I,
the only
you know,
problem with it,
I think there's enough people out there. Let me finish. I think there's enough people out there, but hold that thought, that will watch him anyway. All right, he's not an engineer. Fuck it. I like his content. But go ahead.
I was going to say to Rebecca, because it's like he'll address it when he thinks that he has the high ground and capital to sustain the damage. It's
probably.
Like, the problem is it's a lose-lose scenario. Okay, so you respond to anything online. Here's the first problem. If he actually does have a degree, then he lied about being a high school dropout, which means he's also a liar. If he's not lying about that, he lied about being an engineer, which means he's lying about being an engineer.
Lying the fucking clown. Well, I think you're almost better off not addressing. I'm just talking from like an optics point of view. At this point, you're almost better off. He did lose 10K. Well, there you go. There you go.
He probably won't lose a ton of subs off this. He'll lose a few.
You could bleed. Well, there's a couple types of. There's a big bleed, right? And sometimes that recovers. Slow bleed's the worst because it never goes up no matter what you upload. So something happened in January. Ooh, yeah, it's not been a good year for him. Well, I wish I
agree with first.
No, this is flatline. It's a slow bleed. So yeah, I think the best thing to do, and I'm pretty sure that this is his job. I know he's been his job. I think Muta fucking probably hates himself at some level. You know, he's afraid to be honest. Honestly, I think it's cooler if he's a high school dropout or a college dropout, and he made a fucking $1 million doing this shit. I think it's like 10 times cooler. But whatever. Do you remember when who was that jackass when I mistakenly said he was a college dropout, and I complimented who was that fucking guy from back in the day? The guy who did those Call of Duty videos. He had his own esports team. What the fuck was that guy's name? And he had a complete meltdown when I said that he didn't finish. And then he contacted me. He's like, "You trying to throw shade at me?" I was like, "I didn't even know what that phrase meant at the time." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" You said I didn't graduate.
I don't remember. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
Who was that verse? Ah, fuck. Help me out. Where's no, it wasn't Banks. It was a competition. Guy ruined this whole thing. Not Nate Shot. I never got to fight Nate Shot. I like Nate Shot too. Castoff. Yeah, that was Castoff. And whatever his clan was. So I did a whole thing on, he was getting like kicked out of his house or something. And I was having problems like staying in my house. And I did a whole thing. I was like, it's interesting. And I just said like, wow, this guy's a college dropout. He went out, dropped out of law school, and he created this big esports team. Like, whoa, isn't that cool? This guy fucking contacted me and wanted to set so you like. And I remember I was in a fucking pub, like I usually am. And yeah, he was furious. And I'm like, he's like, you said shade. I was like, what do you mean? Well, you said I didn't graduate. I did graduate. I'm a lawyer. And I'm like, oh, then I got bad information. Like, why do you think I was throwing shade at you? And then he just cut off the conversation, right? So I made fun of him the next day for that. And then then we went back and forth a bit. He was furious. He ran his old esports team into the ground too. But it was crazy. Why are you throwing shade at me? You said I didn't graduate. Like, did you watch what I said? I was like, wow, how cool is this guy? If Muta would have done that, whatever. I don't care. Muta was like a Tim Hortons man. I don't know. I've never been to Tim Hortons, not once.
I don't have a job anymore.
I'm sure the guy who calls himself an engineer every 2 seconds and tells everyone YouTube isn't his job, he has a real one, was purely talking hypothetically. Let's hop back to that other clip, and he explains why, even if someone making such claims hasn't done something wrong yet, there's always a future threat if they're accepted as an authority and no one checks.
Now imagine with generative AI, taking the extra steps to, bulletproof this account and make it look even more legitimate. You could actually go beyond just goofing on Assassin's Creed Shadows and turn it into serious misinformation. Imagine an actual piece of misinformation suddenly showing up on national news, international news, spreading like wildfire. And it was not until the actual bomb blows that people start correcting themselves. That's a serious issue, and that's something that I think people need to watch out for going forward.
Damn straight. You gotta catch things early, check them, and get them straightened out. Because people have asked, well, what has he said that's wrong? And I have no idea. That's the problem. As a layman listening to him, if he said something wrong, I would believe it's true. Well, just check it for yourself. What, just nip out, get an education real quick so I can be sure that I understand what I'm looking at? Nah. Deceptive claims of expertise or credentials or experience are a problem in and of themselves. And you just heard Mutahar lay out a much stronger case for that than I will. And I'm sure any day now, he'll clear all this up, and I'll cover that as well.
All right, whatever. I'm kind of bored with the Muta thing. He's a liar, whatever.
Yep.
Whatever. He's a fucking liar. I don't know. I'm not gonna even say I'm sick and tired of this shit because it just sounds like I'm whining. I'm tired of caring about people that were fucking phony nice to me. And I don't care. You know what? I'm glad he was a dick to me. He just proves my point about YouTubers. You know?
He was not an honesty engineer.
Well, no, he's not an honesty. He wasn't an honesty engineer. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of fucking being friends with somebody 1 minute and they're throwing you on the bus the next. You know, I'm not even. But whatever. But I'm glad they did it because you're not an engineer. You're not an engineer. Over the phony arc, yes, they're all phonies. You get it? I've been telling you for years. They're all phonies. You know what? Fucking probably I am too. You think I'm going to come in here and be 100% fucking honest? There was no internet problem yesterday. There you go. Something else happened. You know? And you guys were not going to hear it. There you go. You know? So, I mean, whatever. You don't have to be 100% on it, but I tell you, there is a line. I'm not going to, I might, avoid a topic because it's not going to be beneficial to me, but I'm not going to sit there and fucking lie about what I do, lie about my background, tell you I'm something I'm not, and then pass judgment on people. Mrs. Can we see what wanted quality time? Told getting yelled at quality time, then sure. You know, yeah. She definitely wanted to speak to me. You can figure that out because that's the last I say about that shit. Actually, I'm going. Me and Mrs. C we're all going to water slides tomorrow. In a big water slide park. They're still on vacation. Fault has hazel green eyes. What did I know? I don't do that. There's something I've never done, Sasquatching. We had a tiff before I went on. And I thought it was coming and I thought, I was like, uh-oh. I'm like, fuck, no, that's not happening. I'm not watching that on fucking Chud's show. And then she just picked up the fucking laundry and went upstairs. It was totally, it just knocked the wind out of me. I was like, uh-oh, no, that's not happening. And then she's like, fuck. So there you go. I lied. I'm a big phony. But it's none of your business. So whatever. Nothing happened. We're all going out tomorrow. And there you go. I cured cancer, yeah. I'm a cancer engineer. So there you go. I think I'm done. 2 hours is enough. Look for videos, dude. Watch the fucking videos. Watch the clips. It helps the channel more than you think. And support and all that other fucking hard shit. Because if you ever want me to fucking grow, and it's never gonna fucking happen, you got to do all that shit. Save the show. Support it. Because if I get another job and make more money, and this becomes a pain in the ass, it's good night. So if you want more of me, you gotta support me and hit the button, hit that like button, or I'm going. Sorry, that's not a new thing. Like follow me, sub me, send me money, or I'm leaving. Fuck you. That should be. Let's see if that grift works. Fuck you. It's a new grift. Fuck you. I'm pulling it all away from you. No, it's not like that. But it's just if things happen to work out for me, and I am looking at something that looks pretty cool, and it's definitely going to be like it used to be, like once or twice a week. But I'll still do it. I still love it. I still love you guys. I'll still take your money. What happened to Dusseldorf?
Yeah, we'll make it members only as well while we're at it.
Yeah, I'll make it. No, dude, that didn't work the last time. It was under the best of circumstances. Fucking gay. Good gay. Game stream. No toxic. But are you a member, Toxic, in Discord? There's a new DayZ map that I really want to fuck with right after this, so I could do it for a little while. That's what I was gonna do. So kind of game stream. I can't really do that. No poker streams. You don't have to worry about that. I probably won't do that again. Nobody likes it but me. They weren't even streams.
Listen, fuckhead.
Turn my computer on if people wanted to talk. After stream, yes, but I'm doing something. I want to fuck with this. I want to fuck with DayZ because I found this like really fucking cool. It's DayZ based on Days Gone, right? So you can come on and check it out. You bought DayZ and there you go. Oh, thanks, Neutron Stripes. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I hope you didn't totally do this because I threatened to leave.
Listen, fuckhead.
I want to title. See, I want wackier titles like this now. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be clickbait more often, but as long as like my excuse is it's gonna be funny, right? But why don't we have a series of like I would love to maybe the goals like get 10 goals and I won't kill myself or something like that. I think YouTube will go after me on that one, right?
10 goals, you earn another goal.
10 goals. Yeah, that's kind of tired. Like I won't kill myself. Like one more week, one more show, or else. Like the worst, fucking, most disgusting, shameless fucking grift. I'll kill myself. I'll be like an ex-girlfriend you can't get rid of. Like I'll turn the show off or I'll kill myself.
High school white girl.
Sounds gay. You'll love it. Yeah. Now we're doing the white girl grift.
We'll contact IDEP. He's an engineer.
We will kill SF. We'll put a bullet in the back of his head unless you send us money. Do a Tim Bull Civil War clickbait. I kind of did one the other day. Let's go to Pat's and call it a fucking day. I am going to be doing some DayZ in there. It's just a new, it's hardcore. I died like the first time. I couldn't find any fucking food. It's hardcore. If you get food, you'll probably be able to go a long time. Oh, he's so funny. I opened the door today and this guy was sitting on his knees waiting to fucking shotgun me. And I was like, and he missed and then ran away. It's pretty funny. I just opened the door. The guy was like, it should have been like lights out. And he's like, I don't know, he shot it over my head or something.
I love people like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. And they ran away. And they're like, I didn't have any guns or anything. I'm like, dude, can we talk this out? And I realized he was gone. He's gone. I was like, can we talk this out? I don't have anything. I'll give you what I have. I'm trying to get some fucking food. I can't find food or fucking water. Because this is like an American map. And that's quick. Obrad, Mexon, B, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Final Flash, G-Man, Ghostly Gaming, Little Manly, Not Your Typical Mom, Panic Pun, Riley, Taylor C, Tommy C's Cat, Yeenie, Picklington, and Will Dillon. And if you don't end up like one of these people, I'll kill myself. Or I'll end the show. I don't know. You know what? I'll release me and my wife's fight to the public if you fucking... No, I won't do that, so... I'll start recording my wife's fight. Bunny dying. Yeah, I've kind of run... I'm just going to run shit into... I'm just going to milk everything and run into the ground. Just completely... you remember that Jewish guy that every time there was a tragedy, like Etika, and he had like the suspenders... And he was like stereotypically Jewish, and he was. Just
I do remember.
Like that guy. Every time there's some kind of YouTube tragedy, he was fired up that motherfucker and had it. Who was that guy? Lookner. That guy was the most shameless fuck ever. He was actually kind of funny. Tragedy Andy. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Sasquatch? He was just like, Agenda Free TV. Yes. Is that guy still around? But I never see him unless there's like a major tragedy. Agenda Free TV. Yeah, no, the agenda is money. Oh, there it is. He's got 700K. 700K, this guy. Agenda Free TV. I might get obsessed with it. Maybe I'll get a Nick DiOrio obsession out of this.
Welcome to Agenda Free TV. I'm Steve Lookner. I'm the news anchor and host here at Agenda Free TV. And, you know, I love the news, but I hate how every time I try and watch the news, I feel like whatever channel I'm watching is trying to push an agenda on me.
Oh, bullshit. And then you just, let's see.
I'm like Kyle. He literally sounds like Kyle's cousin from fucking South Park.
It's an interesting... Well, God, look at his streaming numbers. Maybe I should have done this. Bet he fucking does it. Dude, he's got streams with 1.9 million views. And what did he start? He just fucking milked tragedies. But now it seems like he's doing one a day, one every other day. He streams for 5 to 6 hours. Democrats, please. This is nothing wrong with this.
It for you.
Boy, you can't even fucking get mad at him anymore for just firing up because he's doing this shit full time now.
Okay. That's the best I can say right now.
Turn your fan off. Tommy keeps reminding you lost. Well, you know, me and Cronin used to do this. When fucking Robin Williams died. Fucking fire it up!
All right, as we were saying, as AP reported, Texas Democrats left the state today in an attempt to prevent...
Well, that seems more legitimate. My God, 130K. That's amazing. Is he the biggest streamer on YouTube? Does anybody fucking have this many subscribers and pulls this many views for stream? Does anybody do that? That's insane. Spell Etika. How did Etika spell his name?
E-T-I-K-A.
T-I-K-A. And people would say, you're fucking grifting. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Etika, shooting reporting in Manhattan. Pope Francis dead. Well, now he's almost like he's morphed into a legitimate news guy. Now he got rid of the Etika shit. Now he's like, he was just like a tragedy grifter, and now he's like legitimately doing it. Like, bro, there's nothing wrong with Israeli attacks. There's nothing wrong with that. Etika didn't come up. He must have deleted those streams. Because I remember, like, Etika, I was like, what's this guy talking about Etika for? All right. Jesus Christ, what a giant. This guy killed it. Yeah, I'm rewinding. He had veto comment on this. Fucking crazy. Little something for the members. 300,000 subscribers. This guy killed it, Lookner. Whatever. I think it just goes to show you, like, Agenda Free TV too. Yeah, see this, but I'm considering trying out the multiple story world news wrap-ups. Dude, the people really trust him. I trust your judgment on these stories, Steve. Oh my God. And this guy was just like shameless. And now this reminds me of like guys like I grew up with a lot of white people that wanted to be black. And like it was so fake and phony. By the time they're in their mid to late 20s, they kind of were black. You know, they faked the gangster thing so long it was kind of real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like when you're late 20s, you're still doing it. Like we're committed to the fucking project. Amazing. Yeah, I should have been fucking more shameless. Whatever. It's only money. See you in the after show, guys. Peace.